Hi, everyone. So let's jump right to the agenda. So we have Forward, me, Genial, and me for now. And let's see. So Nimrod, I think he won't join. So we can cross out the updates from him. And so my updates, I think I will just update on the agenda itself because I just prepared for the cache demo. I don't have it done yet, so I can, what I thought would be useful is once we complete the other topics, we can go over what is going on, setting it up. So I have a build of master. I started installing it on my Minikube for now, but I'm going to pass it on to another cluster later. And I just want to see functionally first that I can set it up. So maybe you can go over this a little bit together. So this would be what I'll do. I'll put it in the end so that we can go over that. The other three things I just wanted to cover are the metrics PR and the two issues that we have open. So that's basically what we have here. So I just updated the project a little bit. Last time I just created a delay something, but I sort of moved it to differently. So we have the original to do. Anything that we create and assign to this project goes into to do. And in this case, I just made a to do dev preview so that things that we still think should be, pushed, or maybe at least. So I think these two are just things we want to go over and decide whether we're pushing it here or there. And let's start with. So let's start with this metrics PR. Go over the latest comments and just make sure we are, getting. So we have some changes, right? From your comments, Saad, and it looks good to you. You want to just explain one of you, just so we have it clear for everyone?
So I just pushed to have a more defined interface to the report, and me and Paul, we discussed it in the comments, and we agreed upon something that is still generic enough to support future metrics, but still can be read from the actual report API interface without generic setters that are just created dynamically via code.
Okay, so just walk me through where can I see the change from last time. So it's around here that we're adding metrics per this in the constructor, right? So this is where we're building it. And what is the setters piece here?
The setters are removed. Oh, Paul, pitch in, please. Thank you.
Where?
It used to be in the setter functions generate in that for loops. It's got removed instead.
Oh, so you have like these as generic metric kind of operations. Okay, I see. Okay. So it sounds simple.
Sorry, but it gives us the best benefit, which is like linter support in the call sites, which wasn't possible before.
Okay, I mean, it looks good. I think it makes sense as well. We don't need to overcomplicate it. It's really a simple interface, so it's good that you find something that you make sense to everyone. And I think so. Other than this, let's see. Okay, so this utilities we discussed are just to wrap these accessors, right, to the registries here.
These are test utilities, guys, so they might treat it as a black box and not as a black box.
Got it. Okay, and the test itself is now is now validating metrics. That's great.
Yeah.
That's very good. And when you validate, it's a synchronous kind of. Oh, so you're mocking everything. I got it. Okay. Okay, good. And this is the actual list and constructors.
I
This
have only
is
one question, if I can jump for this test. I'm adding new test for the general report case as a unit test. Does it make sense to merge all these tests together, or do you think it should be a separate thing?
I think it's I think as so if we would say we didn't have anything for anything like any other metric anywhere else, then I would say, well, yeah, it's good to have the framework kind of, be well tested, but still it's better to have some validation at the usage point, because then
No, I'm not against it, guy. I'm just saying,
Okay.
do you think it's all one use case that should be covered by one test suite? Or do you think the framework itself should be tested in another unit test? Just an
I
organization.
think I think a framework can be tested on it as its own unit test, and specific metrics should be tested to be issued and sort of
Of it is a
incremented.
must. Each report has its own interface, so we cannot test it as a whole in any case.
Yeah. Right. I agree. Yeah. So I think the framework can be tested to to do what it should, I guess. But let's just cover up this PR. So this was extra or something? Extra underscore here, or that you removed, or is it intentional?
Yeah. That because that prefix already has an underscore at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a mismatch between should the prefix hold the underscore or not. I decided one and put in the example something else, and double.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure it's intended. Okay. Let's see. And these are the counts. Yeah.
So, Paul, I have a question. I saw this change. I also approved it. I just wanted to know the reasoning behind moving the setting of the metrics into the stats file and not doing it directly here like it was before that.
Yeah. It's just a second thought. I really don't have preference, but the reason I prefer this way, and since there's already a endpoint metrics class for handling metrics, it seems to me that probably a central place to handling all the metrics. That's why I moved to there. That is my. I could go either way though, but
yeah, there's not much boilerplate around it, of course, but it's mostly. It sounds like, Paul, you thought it makes sense to just have a single way. If it's not needed, then not needed at all. If it's needed, at least to have this through the same.
No, but I tell you my reasoning. I tell you my reasoning behind it, because this whole class seems like what I expected to be inside the report itself. The report is there not to be just a dump interface. It's supposed to hold, in my opinion, it's supposed to hold the logic of the metrics. So for me, it's kind of a duplication. I'm not against it. I'm just saying that it looks a little bit overcomplicated.
Maybe what you're saying is that we should try to merge between the stat collector functionality and what we are, and the report, right?
Yeah, basically, because we have a dedicated report for each kind of service. Each kind of service exposes whatever logic it wants from the report, which is basically this stat collector.
So I think it's correct. I mean, the endpoint report can be, and the endpoint stats collector are the same thing for us right now. So yeah, I agree. So but let's not put it directly on this work specifically. I think it's okay to be added this way, and once we want to merge, we will do the merge. I think this piece is really easy. rather, and like there's other things here which we need to somehow include there in the report. So
No, I
yeah.
don't see anything wrong with it. I'm just pondering. I already approved these changes. It's not like I have something.
No, it's not critical. I mean, I agree. I think it's a good refactor to do. That's what I'm saying. I think we should do it, but I am trying to complete this first, and then maybe it's a good highlight to maybe we can take it later on with whether it's on a follow-up work for testing or anything like that. So yeah. So we'll see. Let's see if we can complete. So I think we do. And this is just a collection. So you're calling this function, and so you can pass here. So let me just see if I understand the format for the cache stats. Then do you always have to supply this?
Yeah.
Or don't you have a bucket ID? Isn't it?
Well, bucket ID is not in the that class stats collector. It could change the stats that endpoint or collector class to initialize always has a namespace resource ID, but just I don't know what's the long-term purpose of that class.
Well, so my question is, do we want to record the bucket ID?
Yeah,
as well?
yeah. It's basically the stats we would like to have is per bucket based.
Okay. So this one is per the bucket as well. Okay. Right,
So,
right. So it's being instanced. Is it?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you are using the ID as a label inside the matrix. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to have a value per label. So in this case it's per resource. In the other case it's per bucket.
Okay. Not sure I'm following completely. So I can see that here the counting is being done on the bucket name actually, and not the bucket ID even. And in this case, we are suggesting to count everything per the namespace resource only, and not we're not including the bucket ID as a. So my question is this: maybe I'm not. I'm mixing up two different ways of interacting with these with the Prometheus in this case. But can we, if we are creating these metrics and exposing them out, can we add more information which will then be indexed differently post collection?
Basically, the index are labels. What you say for each metric inside Prometheus, not related to JavaScript at all. Each metric is a value, one value. Each collection of each metric. The way that you can tag it, it's with multiple label, and then you cut it by label. So you can say, okay, this value is per label 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the meaning of this label is of the writer and the reader. Prometheus doesn't know anything about. It's just a way to collect the same metrics, but in different instances. Let's call it like that.
Yeah, sure. That's what I mean when I'm saying different bucket as well, because namespace resource might be shared.
You can do a matrix of a namespace resource and a bucket. And if you want to see it only from the resource space, you have one query. If you want to see it per bucket, you can do another query on Prometheus. Yeah. So I don't see any harm in also providing the bucket. You can have as many labels as you want. It's not.
Oh no. Okay. Good. So you're saying that it is possible to do this, and maybe also useful. Maybe, I don't know, to have more information, to label the metric with more information.
It's only depending on what you want to collect it for. Because every metrics that you do, it's more stuff that Prometheus needs to scrape and collect and save and analyze. So there is a trade-off here.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know. The question is what do we need to be reporting maybe for the cache? Is it the sort of the cache bucket versus the namespace resource ID. I don't know what's better for us to collect it. And also, Paul, sorry, Paul, this is collecting. So this collects basically all the latencies, right?
No, latency will be done by
I missed. Sorry, yeah, you're right. But the hit miss ratios, like these things, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the hit rate will be derived from the miss count and the total count, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Okay. So I think this really depends if we see a case where we will use the same namespace resource from multiple buckets, whether for namespace cache or namespace at all. I would say that it might be done, but it's not very important. So maybe it's one-to-one. And then the question is, what do we prefer to put here? The name, the bucket identifier or the bucket name? In this case, the NooBaa bucket name, the one that NooBaa identifies as the external bucket to the clients.
Is name unique, or can they?
Yes.
Is bucket name unique always? Then you could use bucket name instead of resource namespace resource ID as a label. Yeah, we can if it's unique.
Yes, it is unique. It identifies the bucket, of course, for any IO request. I mean, access request as well, of course. So
okay.
that's the identifier. I think if we are looking at this from the same point of view of the other bucket stats, which is like this is how you've put it, and I think it makes sense as well. Then we also need to label it first by the bucket that is sort of the that's the access point for us for this metric. And then if we have maybe different aggregations that we want to do for things. For example, we have aggregations per storage per cloud ingress egress things, right? So we want to know the cloud resources metrics and things like that. So if we want that, we might want to push that to it as another metric, perhaps even.
You might just have another label called cloud type.
Or just add another label to the same. Yeah, correct. But I think maybe the basic one from my point of view here is the bucket name, just like the other ones here. So
okay, then I think I can change that. Is it bucket name available in the namespace cache? Should, right? The bucket name is the name of the hub. No hub is what they call the NooBaa, right? NooBaa bucket.
Basically, I think you have it in every level there. So let's make sure, but I'm pretty sure. Whenever you're calling here.
So the namespace _MB should have the bucket name.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct. I even think that we have it. How do we not have it otherwise? Because we just use namespace NB always. So yeah. If we look at object SDK, that will be there, but yeah, we need to jump there. So maybe in a second. So the operation, for example, here, which we start, let's say we're doing read. Right, so the actual params have the bucket name right here, first of all. So you should have it in every request. Okay.
So params
like so.
bucket. I forgot. Yeah, params
that's
bucket
the name.
The name. Okay.
Yeah, and you can probably see that you see the stats collector update bucket read counters bucket name params bucket. You see?
Yeah.
Exactly that.
And then yeah, I can use name name of instead of ID.
Yeah. What do you think on?
Yeah, no, it's I'm fine with that. As much as look, if we don't have limitation on the stuff that we can push to Prometheus, let's push the more detailed stuff, because you can always query only by one label and not the other. So I'm fine with that. I have just a different question I have that I just noticed. I didn't notice it while I was reviewing this update namespace case stats or whatever the other one is giving a value per metric as an object, yes? But then inside the actual stats, you are asking if there is an object, and your if are also only just falsifying. So you are assuming 0 values will not be updated. It is a bug.
Right,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, because you're not checking if it's undefined. You are just checking if the value is 0.
But why do you need to increase by 0?
Maybe for this specific use case, no, you need to increase. I will tell you why, because you want, no, the collection are doing by scraping, it will get another timestamp anyway. Okay, maybe in this case, increasing, it will work just because of the increasing. But
So
what
it's
about
not the
the
same.
other one?
It's not the same for latencies, of course. 0
No,
in
but,
latencies is a different case. Then we
no,
need
I
to
mean,
collect it, right?
yeah, but please go to the one that is observe, the histogram. I want to check if it doesn't have the same bug in there. No, it's in the same, in stats, in endpoint stats collector, just search for observe and not.
Here, I don't think we have.
We should have, because he added it to the endpoint report. So maybe I'm missing something. Paul, can you explain, please? Where do we use
it
observe?
yet? He didn't use it yet. It's preparation for the latency one stats.
The latency stats.
I just thought, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, so my question is just, why push from the outside a generic object just to if on all the keys? Why not just push the keys?
Well, I guess
kind of backward.
Yeah, just have a central place for handling all the stats. Of course, the drawback, it's just really up to,
What is the suggestion? Maybe I'm not sure. Do you understand?
Used to be the stats, like the call at like increment counters, those specific call is in the namespace cache.js file. Instead of calling this one, basically we're calling maybe 4 updates of that function. There's no if statement, right? This is just, that's what used to be. Then I thought this file probably act as central place for all the stats updates. So if you guys want to change it, they probably just central place to change how it's updated, rather than change it. Yeah.
I'm just saying you are packing everything as an object just to depack everything again.
It doesn't matter. Does it really matter to us? I mean,
no, it doesn't. When we'll merge it with the endpoint report, we can refactor it then. If we'll do that.
We can refactor it even today, but I mean, it really doesn't make any big change for us, right?
No, my concern was the if and the 0, but it is an increase.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
So we can maybe just have a practice for not doing that, or having a more pragmatic kind of format how to check specifically, because we had some discussion about undefined, and we can just decide what do we want to do there. But either case, I think for many things which are optional, I think this is it makes sense. I know it's subtle that increment with a 0 is optional, but it is.
When we incorporate node 14, we will have the specific operator to do that, the nullish something operator. Yeah.
So then maybe we can improve. Okay, so let's go on. The only thing we mentioned, what was that? Oh, maybe using bucket name, right?
Yeah. I'll take a look. I think we can. I think I prefer to use bucket name because it is more meaningful to us instead of using ID. Sometimes you don't know which bucket is. I prefer.
Yeah, I think
it also makes sense. Both. I think we should use both. Why just use one of them?
Let's start with. So the question is for both: do we want to inflate that, or is it really just the same, right? are we really seeing a case where we are missing on anything by using a bucket name? I don't think so. So let's start by bucket name. If we are missing something, we can decide that this doesn't look like enough. But I actually thought that was what you meant originally when you said we don't want to inflate data for no good reason. So if we don't have a reason, we can keep it this way. Sounds reasonable. Okay. So let's wrap up this PR for now. Somebody said something. Oh. So the two issues. Let's go over these two issues and just mention them. See if we think something should be done for them. So the first one, and I'll open up the second one as well. Not this one. What is that? How open? Okay, so this is moving the object MDs to its own worker. I think I actually don't have enough information to decide if this really needs to go. And I think it might be a problem for some tests that will run. But I don't know if this is a good timing to tackle this, so I'll put this aside.
Oh, guys, sorry for interrupting you. I just wanted to tell Paul, I'm not sure if he saw it, that we are now support scraping these metrics that will be merged already in our operator. I jumped a little bit back. We have the operator in the operator repository. We already merged the PR that scrapes all this. So it can be, if you use the noobaa-operator, it already be scraped into Prometheus, everything, including whatever metrics are added via the endpoint reports.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. So latest operator should support it. That's good. Okay. This is the worker thing, and this is the other one. Okay, so this one I wanted to check with you. I don't know if we have everyone we need, but this was what we asked. When we tested this, or when we saw this, right? We tried to understand if we have a problem in the information that we get to the worker, to the tier worker, right? And we ended up with a lot of information, but not a lot of decisions on what we want to do, or what is the impact, or what happens if we don't do this. And I think this is something we probably want to see if we can get to the same problem just by trying out, just by using the feature, and not by testing it. Just if I use the cache, do I also stumble the same problem? So I'm not really sure what will happen actually from the description. If any of you saw this in action, maybe you can say, but so I'm not sure we have we can do the discussion. So let's wait with this to the next meeting as well. So let me just update, and we can jump to that. Okay. So I think so. Let me show you where I stopped. Let me see. Okay, so I have a system installed locally on my Minikube. I've built a custom build from master. I mean, it's just custom by name. So the naming is custom, but other than this is just master version. So let's see. So it's not 5.6, it's actually master. I think I can pick it out. What do I have here? Oops. I have some changes for this versioning or something, but that's it. Okay, so that's done, and I can try opening UI from here. Let's see if this works now. Oh, so the URL is incorrect. Let's see, it's WSS. Okay. So let's see if it's waking up. Okay, yeah. So my goal is, so it's working, and I just wanted to go through and see what we have in terms of instructions. So I've started a new doc here for this, and I want to start by filling it up with some information, some references to different things versus some references. So I actually didn't set up storage yet, so I need to do that now. And then I want to create external connection, instance resource, and right, all these for the following. That's what I want to start with. And I just want to follow on to the, I think the first steps are really just the interesting ones, just to see what is the experience to configure this. And then we can set it up, and then we can go on and check for the actual behavior. So let's see if we can create some storage EVs. So we need a backing store, create, and PV pool. And we can also do an interactive one and start by the maybe the default storage. What is the name? The default. Oh, so we already have a default backing store for some reason. Let's see, what do we have here? By the way, we have some delays here for. Oh, so we have a PV pool, right? I forgot. Okay, so now we do have it already. Okay, that's great. So we have it, and it's, I don't think we show how much, but it's fine. Okay, so let's jump back to the UI. Let's log in. Can I press it? I think I'm having some failure. Let's see. So I'm getting connection closed here from. Let's start by logging what we do. No, we're not doing anything now, but let's see. Okay, so my deployment is probably not getting enough resources to reply. So let me see if I need to add some resources and I should do, but let's try. Okay. How much do you actually allocate with the Minikube, or didn't you have this kind of problem recently? Because I just installed with a -- mini and tried that first.
I did not try recently.
See, maybe I'm using.
Yeah, you have a lot of pods in terminating states. Terminating states still
No,
take.
it's not a lot.
Okay.
It's not a lot of pods. It's just one. It was a lot of updates. It's
Yeah,
minus
yeah.
W. So no, it's just one. I do have though 2 endpoints. Oh, so the one is terminate, right? So yeah, it's okay. I had one before, I think. Okay, so we'll give it a second to complete. Maybe this works. So let's go with the status again. See the. I think we need to make sure that we're not waiting for the unavailable cases. A second, something doesn't feel nice there. So still connecting. Let's see if we can do anything with it. I wonder why this sleeps for so long. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so let's just connect to the node port for the. This is it. Yeah. Okay, this looks better. Not sure if this is really related to the memory, to the CPU that I've changed, but restoring. Where is it restoring from? Okay, so there's probably no data here. It's just a transient state here that we are not updating really quickly. So let's Let's see how long it takes for this to resolve. How much space do we have? Available 0. Yeah, because it's restoring, but because it's not online, maybe in some. Oh, it's online now. Good. And we have gigabyte. Okay, so we have a few gigabytes, and now we want to set up. So first of all, what we need to create is a namespace resource. And before that, we need a connection. So let's try to connect, first of all, really locally. Let's see how this works. So we look back.
Guy, are you trying to connect to the same system?
Yes.
So it will not work. Romy had a bug related to this on master. Romy,
Okay.
are you on the call?
Yeah, I couldn't make it work in a medium. It's just
What doesn't work? So the
the
connection itself right here, creating the external connection.
maybe it will work for you, but I couldn't make it work.
Okay. So and you don't know where it failed yet.
I think it's in the routing because on Google it's working.
Okay, let's let's try. Okay, and see where we get stuck, and then we can compare. Okay. Okay, so we have connection, but I don't have any buckets, so I need to. Oh, so I do have first bucket. Forgot that. And well, I don't want to create. So 1 second. Let's create a bucket. Let's call it hub local. Okay, and create that on hub local. Okay. So we have a namespace resource. We have a connection. So we've done both. And now we need to have a namespace bucket. Yeah, a namespace bucket. Right. So how do I actually enable that currently? So if I want to enable a namespace bucket to be created, what do I need to do?
What are you searching for, Guy?
So I want to create a namespace bucket,
So
which
just
is
create
doing.
a bucket. There is a button, nothing to enable.
No. So and the caching will be done
You
here,
have a
right?
namespace resource, right? Have you created namespace resources?
Yes. So we just have a namespace resource.
That is strange. It should be.
What? No, it's okay. And now I'm going to create a namespace bucket, and this is going to be my cache local. It's confusing already. So my local let's go to hub local cache. And this will be read from here and written here. And I enable caching with, okay, so good. So I enable caching with 2-second. Let's make it a 5-second TTL. And okay, so other than having some weird questions, I can do everything like that. So I'm having, right, so this is good. So let's jump back here. Let's take my, wait, why did I do that? I wanted to get the credentials here. Hope this is big enough. Okay, so
I think you did not use the equals on the secret access key.
What? Oops. Yeah. Did I? The access key, you mean, right? Yeah.
The secret.
Oh, I did.
The secret.
What did I do with the secret?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. It's okay.
I'm okay? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay. Okay. I don't know what happened, but something happened. And I need to do something about SSL here, right? Something about no verifier or something.
No verify SSL, as far as I
Like
remember.
this. And I need to do something like, let's but so we can see the hub local here, and we can see the hub local cache here. That's good, and I can copy some stuff. So let's copy some. What do I have here in the operator? I can copy my package folder, pkg folder to hub first. Something like that, I think I need to do. Let's see. Okay, so let's list it again. Let's see how hub local looks like. If I recurse. So this is hub local, and of course hub local cache would just do the same, should be. Okay, so we are not really able to list this the same way. Okay, so maybe this is what Romy is describing.
Yeah, I tried to list the bucket and it starts going just like this.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so maybe this is, so first of all, this is where we got stuck first. At least this is from the point of view of using the loopback kind of hub. It might be related to SSL, it might be related to a bunch of things. The other option I can try is to use HTTP. I think this might be very easy to do. So you can usually get it with service S3. And then you can see that you also have one of these ports is mapped to 80, right? This is so the same node IP for the mini-queue, but using different mapped. We should expose it somewhere. So right, so we see access denied. We're getting reply from our endpoint, and we see that if I do something like I. Yeah. Anyway, so this is maybe this is easier for the hub. Let's see. Can I update? No, I can't, right? Let me create a new one.
I don't think that you can update. You can update only the access and the secret key, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, okay. It's okay. Let's see if we can make it work this way. It will be interesting just to know that this was the problem. And let's use this one and use, what am I doing? I'm creating a namespace. This is from hub local 2. Yeah, very confusing, but we'll make it work. And now, can I edit? Can I even change? No, I can't even get to this. Right?
No, you can go to.
You can change the backing.
Yeah,
from API, right? But
no, from the UI.
From the UI, go to the namespace bucket.
Because you are looking at a data placement. You need the namespace bucket, not the bucket data bucket.
Sorry.
It's on the right
Thank you.
side, yeah.
Thank you. My mistake. Thank you. Okay, this is good. And caching is not here. Maybe we just want to make sure we. So I don't know if we want to toggle it, but maybe just maybe just show it. Let me try and just write up some points here. So stuck with loopback.
I think it will also get stuck in this situation. I have a clue why it's stuck, but you should try it first.
Listing. And we also said maybe add to edit a namespace. What is it? What is the name of it in the form? Edit placement. Yeah, it's just for namespace buckets. It's called the same, but it's different. Okay. I mean, not just that, to bucket page.
Guy, I
Just
think a
Notion.
solution is not to edit in the modal, just edit in the table. I think
Yeah, maybe in the table.
Missing, yeah.
Somewhere here, right? I thought about it, not right now, but just to make it clear that this is we're editing something, a cache bucket. Anyway, yeah. Let's see if this really makes any difference. So we were listing this way. So we're getting stuck again. We try, by the way, same thing here. Okay. The nice thing about AWS is that you have, if it's verbose, so debug, I think. Just if you are interested, there's really a lot of information about each request and response, so you know where it's stuck. It's pretty clear in this case it's listing, but let's just see if it's not doing anything more specific. Sending HTTP request for get pref. What is this? I think I maximized here. 1 second. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, listing. Okay. So it gets stuck. I think we'll have to stop right now. I'm gonna follow up with the rest of the options. It's easy to add more and see which ones of them work. So that's good. And another thing we probably want to consider is just to have the same configuration in the doc that I created. I'll put a command line option to script it so that we can. It's doing another one. So that we can create maybe test scripts or just examples. Okay. Any comments, or we can wrap up maybe, and I continue from there. Okay.
I have a question regarding this issue that you encountered. Do you think loopback, this kind of loopback into the same endpoint, or basically the same NooBaa, is an important feature? Because
No, it's an easy one. No, I don't think it's important.
No, because because we encountered these kind of bugs before. They are not easily discoverable or solvable, but it's work for any other use case. So we just need to understand if we need to pour some time into it, or it's just not a real use case.
I don't think so. It's a developer tool. It's our motivation that it will work. It's nobody else's, I think. I mean, at this point, I think I didn't see many people trying to do that, but I think it might be useful for our demos sometimes when we want to show things, of course, or maybe even functional cases where you have a bucket and you do want to show some feature when you're putting another namespace on top of it for some reason. Anyway, I don't see it right now. I think we need it for development. It's a very easy way to do development, and yeah, we should make it work easily for us. Okay, so let's continue with that. I'll send some updates if I have them, and we'll follow up next time. I hope I have the full sort of end-to-end demo working, and less and maybe with some workarounds, but still workable, so that it's documented and we can complete that at least. Okay.
You can create a second endpoint that it will work for you, just as a workaround if you need. Just change the auto scaling to max to min 2, and use the other endpoint directly, and it will work.
Okay. Sure. I think we remember that you cannot pass through the service when you want to go, but we're not going through the service in this case. It's the
no. It's not about the. It's not about the service. It's just because the same endpoint, the same process that is trying to do the list is also trying to serve the list, basically. And I think we added some locks there that not making this possible. This is my guess regarding this bug, but I also believe that if you raise another endpoint and direct the connection directly to it, this will work for you.
Okay. I'll check it offline, but I just want to open it. Okay, guys. So we'll see what's going on here, and I'll report back. So I'm gonna close the recording, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.